Welcome to our Photowalk of Indianos of Barcelona. We will follow the main traces left by Indianos in the city from the port area in Palau to Ramblas. Indianos were a key figure in the urban transformation of Barcelona in the 19th century and beginning of the 20th. But first of all, who were the Indianos? Indiano in Spain and Catalonia is a synonym of entrepreneur. It was the name given to a subject in the colonial context with the following characteristics. Male, originary from Spain, that emigrated to America to do business and returned his homeland with a fortune. Many well-known Indianos were from Barcelona or the near Catalan coastal towns. Josep Xifré, brothers Vidal y Quadras, Antonio López, and Joan Güell are well-known Indianos. No, Facundo Bacardí from Sitges was not an Indiano, as he never returned to Spain. The Indianos built houses around the port area, buildings with apartments for rent, banks, trade houses, and they were celebrities. So, today we still can find their statues and streets with their names around. But where their money came from? Catalans were good sailors, entrepreneurs, knew the sea and trading routes. Many got their income from tobacco, sugar, coffee, rum, and liquor trade, and smuggling too. But it is well known that, aside from that, many among them were involved in slave trading with regular routes between Africa and America. So yes, many slave ships departed from the port of Barcelona. When walking through the portal of this building located in the port area, we don't feel in Barcelona anymore. It reminds the traditional old houses of Havana with those big portals that protect strollers from the harsh sun and wind. This is a building known as Porxos d'en Xifré, built by Indiano Josep Xifré, who was born in 1777 in Arenys de Mar, and with 20 years old emigrated to Cuba. During 30 years he was dedicated to leather exportation, but also to sugar, coffee, and melassa trade, and to real estate also. Not only in Havana and Barcelona, but also in Boston and New York entered the banking field. To all this, we must add his relationship with slave trade. Let's take a look at the decoration of the house. It is a reference to the ties of Xifré with America and Africa. We will also find some symbols often used by Indianos in their houses and buildings, such as caduceo, symbol of trade, and cornucopia, symbol of abundance. In 1865, the only European country that profited from slavery was Spain, and all these Indianos were part of a strong anti-abolitionist group. There is a movement of return of all that capital from Cuba mainly, but also from Puerto Rico, Filipinas, and other places of America to Spain. That capital was injected in the banking and financial area, and from there to cover the necessities of new growing Catalan industries as the textile industry. Antonio López was born in Spain, in Comillas, in 1817, and went to Santiago de Cuba, where entered the slave trade as intermediary in the Cuban market. With the earnings, opened a shipping company dedicated to slave trade and to sell sugar and coffee plants. When returned to Barcelona, founded the Trade Trust, the Hispano-Colonial Bank, and the General Company of Tobacco of Filipinas. Faithful to the crown, financed the opposition to the Cuban independence and obtained the title of Marqués de Comillas. 2 weeks ago, the statue that we would have seen here was removed and a pedestal remains in the place. There is a banking line between Villa Laietana, Correr Ampla, and Ramblas. These banks were founded by Indianos. They supported each other when opening new businesses and invested in new industries, and even got united by family ties. Bank Hispano-Colonial was located here and now is a hotel. It was founded with an urgent objective to stop the War of Independence in Cuba and finance the opposition. Antonio Lopez was his first president. Trade Trust Society is a credit and loan society founded by Antonio Lopez and 30 businessmen. Among them was Joan Güell and Vidal y Cuadras brothers in 1863. It acted as main loaner in real estate operations and railroad companies. In 1920, it fusions with the Bank of Barcelona. Founded in 1844 by Manuel Girona and Indianos Josep Maria Serra and Josep Rafael Plandolit. Among their main shareholders were Indianos such as Josep Chifré and Joan Güell. Was the first bank founded to cover the needs of newborn industries as textile. Ramblas was the new site of expansion for this new bourgeoisie and their new houses, cafes, theaters, hotels, and along etc. In Ramblas can be found the new house of Joan Güell, the house of brothers Vidal y Cuadras, and the well-known palace of Antonio Lopez, Palau Moya. Traces of Indianos in Ramblas are many, and it doesn't stop there. Also, the new expansion of Barcelona to the Eixample after the medieval walls were thrown down had capital and participation of Indianos. It can be traced down till the new area of the city, the new urban design, the real estate businesses and speculation, and the new fancy modernista house that are so admired by tourists in Barcelona today.